Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we're going back into the Disney Vault as we take a look at The Absent-Minded Professor. And stay tuned for our bonus story as we take a look at a character profile when we look at Figment. And if you are enjoying these episodes, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we're covering The Absent-Minded Professor. This movie was released on March 16th, 1961. It was directed by Robert Stevenson, and it is based on A Situation of Gravity by Samuel W. Taylor. The production companies were Walt Disney Productions, and it was distributed by Buena Vista Distribution, and it had a box office return of $25.3 million. In terms of the production, Professor Hubert Alea, who was a professor of chemistry at Princeton University, earned the nickname of Dr. Boom Froom from observers of his demos at the International Science Pavilion at the World's Fair in 1950. Walt Disney was in attendance at this event and was inspired for an idea based off a film based on this idea, or on this demo. So Disney would invite Alea to demo this experiment for his leading actor, Fred McMurrey, who would use it for inspiration behind the character of the film. Special effects for the film would be created by Robert A. Matley and Eustace Lysett, and this would earn them an Academy Award nomination because it was revolutionary at the time. And the Medfield fight song was written by the Sherman Brothers, and this was their first song that they would write for the Walt Disney Company. In terms of the cast, so we have Fred McMurrey, who plays Professor Ned Brainard. We have Nancy Olson, who plays Betty Carlisle. Tommy Kirk, who plays Biff Hawk. Leon Ames, who plays Professor Jeffrey Daggett. Elliot Reed, who plays Professor Shelby Aston. Ed Wynn, who does a cameo as the fire chief. And David Lewis, who plays General Singer. So let's take a look at the plot. So a bumbling professor accidentally invents flying rubber, which he would name Flubber, an incredible material that gains energy every time that it hits the floor. It allows for the invention of shoes that can allow jumps to amazing heights, as well as it enables a flying Model T Ford. Unfortunately, not everyone is interested in the material, except for Alonzo Hawk, who is a corrupt businessman who wants to steal it for himself to make money. So this movie is part of the Disney legacy. It holds a very special place in terms of Disney history. It's the film would be nominated for 3 Academy Awards for Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, and Best Special Effects. The movie would actually as well be adapted into a comic book by Dell 4-Color and Gold Key Comics. And the movie, because it was so successful, inspired sequels, and these included Son of Flubber, and in 1989, The Absent-Minded Professor Trading Places. As well as in 1997, there was a remake starring Robin Williams called Flubber. So in terms of recommending this movie, I think this movie is an incredible piece of Disney history. The story is quite simple. The performance for Fred McMurray is amazing. He really carries the whole movie. It has that quaint kind of nostalgia to it, but I think it's really worth checking out, especially if you're into Disney history. So it is something I recommend. It's family friendly, so the whole family can watch it. And it has great, strong visuals, especially if you consider that it was in 1967 that this, or not 1967, it was 1961 that this movie came out. So yeah, definitely recommend it. I think it's one of those movies that every Disney fan should watch. So as we look forward into our bonus story, we're going to take a look at Figment. So Figment obviously is a fictional character, and he was created as the mascot for the Imagination Pavilion in Epcot at Walt Disney World. He is a small purple dragon who has a big imagination, and the character has been voiced by several different actors, including Billy Barty, Corey Burton, and David Goltz. Figment, in terms of his history, he was created by Imagineer Tony Baxter, who was inspired by an episode of Magnum PI when they were talking about that figments don't eat grass. The Imagination Pavilion in Epcot opened on October 1st, 1982, but the actual Journey into Imagination ride did not open until March 5th of 1983. In the original attraction, the Dreamfinder creates Figment and teaches him about using his imagination. The original design of Figment was by Garrison Schaefer, and his design is described in the Sherman Brothers song, One Little Spark. So in 1999, Figment was actually removed from the Journey to Imagination attraction as part of the Millennial Celebration at Epcot. However, the fans were outraged at this decision, and numerous complaints from fans. In 2002, Figment was re-added to the ride, this time called Journey into Imagination with Figment. In terms of other appearances in the Disney canon, Figment has appeared in other Disney attractions. In the late 1980s, he's also appeared in several Disney short films, educational films that were released to schools, as well as he has hidden cameos in both Inside Out and Toy Story 4. Marvel would actually release their own comic book featuring Figment that showed the origins of both the Dreamfinder and Figment. He also, in terms of other attractions we talked about earlier, he appears in the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout as part of the Collector's Archive. There has been rumors of a live-action film starring Figment with Seth Rogen producing. And in terms of video games, Figment has appeared in Disney's Magic Kingdom mobile game as well as Disney's Speedstorm game. So I like Figment. He's one of the most popular merchandise sellers at Epcot, so he's definitely not going away anytime soon. About 2 years ago, there was a Figment popcorn bucket that was highly sought after for collectibles, so he's very popular still to this day. So thank you so much for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would invite anyone to please leave a comment below on what they think of the absent-minded professor, as well as if you have a favorite moment or memory of Figment, I would love for you to share. So as we look forward to our next episode, we're going to stay back in the classic vaults as we take a look at the legendary Cleopatra. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.